everyone, and thanks so much for joining me today. I wanted to share with you a sketch that I did in my summer sketchbook art journal using my Neocolor II water-soluble wax pastels and some colored pencils. And I also want to share with you my thoughts on why I decided to do a summer art journal. The sketch that I'm working on today is from my desktop calendar that I have that features national parks all over the world. And this one in particular is from the Gulf Islands National Seashore, which is located along the northern coast of the Gulf of Mexico, along Mississippi and Florida. I'm starting here with just a quick outline sketch using a light neutral color for the trees and the branches and the major areas for the sky and the grass and the water. Once I have my general outline sketch, I'm going to come in with the Neocolor II and fill in the sky and the water and the grass. And I'm just coloring directly on the page. And then when I add water, it will activate the color and turn it into a watercolor paint. So the main reason why I decided to create a nature journal this summer is I really wanted to find a way to relax and take the pressure off and look at some new ideas and places that I've never been before and get them down in a sketchbook and just enjoy the process of creating. I would also really love to be able to travel and create and sketch and paint, but that's just not feasible right now. So I thought, well, this would be my way of sort of doing a summer travel series without ever actually leaving home. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kathleen and I'm an artist, but I'm also a teacher. And right now I work with aging adults in a senior living community, and we use acrylic paint, watercolor paint. We do a lot of mixed media and general crafts. And the sketchbook for me is also a way to sort of do something completely different than what I'm doing with them. My lessons are very structured and very step-by-step and very specific. And for my sketchbook, I just wanted it to just be a very organic process, something that wasn't overly planned, and just kind of go with the flow. The first few entries that I've been working on have been focusing on things that are here where I live. I live in South Florida, so the animals and the flowers and things like that, a lot of them are things that I'm familiar with, things that I really love about living in South Florida. I'm hoping as the summer goes on, I can throw in some additional areas or locations that might not be in Florida, but I'm just kind of going through and figuring out what appeals to me and what it is that I want to work on. It's also giving me a way to slow down and relax and really just work on being in a peaceful place where I can express myself and not worry about making perfect paintings or perfect drawings, and just enjoying the materials and trying different things. So once I had filled in all my color, as you can see here, I have a water brush, which is a brush that has water in the handle. You squeeze it and the water comes out and activates the color. I find the water brushes really fun to use because I think it makes the process a little quicker, and there is a little less control with these brushes than if you're using a brush with water that you're adding, and I think that adds to the spontaneity and the looseness of my painting. You can also take your crayon and you can color on a piece of watercolor paper, or this is a plastic palette that I have, and you can activate the color directly on the palette and it gives you really a watercolor paint. So I'm just coming in here and adding some value and some shadow, and again just trying to be really quick and loose and trying not to worry so much about really fine details. This landscape is a little bit different than ones that I have done in the past in that there's really not a lot of detail and there's a lot of grass because this is a marshy type of area, or sort of like the Everglades, which is near where I live. And I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to accomplish that in my drawing. So I thought, well, let me just get my values down first and get a nice loose layer in the background, and then I'll just figure it out as I go, which is another nice thing about working in the sketchbook, is it's a place to experiment and try different things. Once my pages were dry, I thought it would probably be easier if I just came in with some colored pencil. So I'm going to add more details with the colored pencil. I'm working very quickly. I do have this painting process sped up a little bit, but I was trying to continue to work quickly, and I'm going to continue to add details, and I'll add to the grasses and to the water and the sky and the trees along the horizon line. I'm actually really pleased with how this one turned out. I was a little nervous about trying it because of the grasses, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be successful in creating those, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. This is one of my favorite paintings that I've done so far, not only in enjoying the process of making it, but also the results that I ended up with at the end. So I hope that you'll stay to the end and you can see my finished painting. And I hope that this video inspires you to try your own art journal entry. It doesn't have to be in a notebook or a journal. It can be on a piece of paper. It can be using any materials that you want. I just like to put on some nice relaxing music and just enjoy the process. I hope that you'll enjoy watching me as I create this landscape of the Gulf Islands Seashore National Park.